This is episode number 105. Don't put your health and weight loss goals in the wrong hands. Welcome, everybody, again to Body and Mind Transformation by Custom Body Fitness. This is your health coach, Sandro Torres, and today we are going to be talking about a very interesting topic. I think it's hard to admit. I should say it's hard to admit. Sometimes we don't take into consideration outside interventions that can help you reach your goals. And sometimes my question here has been, and I've been asking this question for a long period of time, is like, what's rock bottom for people? Some people with some little pain, they change. Some other people, they lost everything and they die and they never change. So rock bottom is not the same for everybody. It changes. But I think when people hit rock bottom, whatever is that for different person, when they change, it's because there is a divine intervention, God's intervention. And I talk about how many people don't have control over their habits. And I don't blame them. I'm not saying this is easy. And I understand them. But they make the wrong choice and they try to get shortcuts such as surgery. And they're never going to win the battle. Because that bad habit is still there. That demon is still there unless God intervenes. So this talk is about that. It's about, instead of you taking a shortcut, because this is a principle. This is not my opinion. There is no other way to lose weight unless you change your lifestyle. That's it. So if you really want to lose weight and be healthy, don't take a shortcut. Let God intervene. And this is what this conversation is about. So hopefully you like it. Without even further intervention, let's listen to the talk. At CBF, we know that for you to change your body, you need to change your mind. Exercise and eating healthy is only part of the plan. We care about our members as we care about our family, because our members become our family. It is not about competition, but support. It is not about being the strongest or the fastest, but about you defeating your negative self. It is about working together and making the task challenging and have fun. By the end, what matters is not how hard the session was, but that you take control of your mind so you can take control of your body. My name is Sandro Torres, and I'm happy you are part of our family. Welcome to Custom Body Fitness. Welcome everybody to another talk here with your health coach, Sandro Torres. Many people think that weight loss and body transformation is something superficial and is only about a plan. While a plan do play a good role on losing weight, it's not everything. There is many things that you have to take into consideration. Let's talk about habits. Many of us have ingrained habits from past generations. We copy many of our families and we have those habits. I believe people who have been past those habits from other generations, it's easier to approach and it's easier to help. Because if you show the person that those bad habits that this person has been practicing for a long period of time are bad and they're not helping them to transform their body and become healthy and lose weight, then the person is going to get it and it's going to be easier to change those habits. The next steps is to replace those bad habits for good habits. Is going to help them transform their body and lose weight. Now, we have another group of people that are more difficult
to transform their life, their mind, life, and therefore their body, lose weight, and so on. And this group of people are the people who they're starting practicing habits, destructive habits, because of the trauma they went through. There is a lot of traumas that many of us, I should say, go through when we are children. It's sexually abused, mentally abused, physically abused. We can be we can be watching things that we don't supposed to be watching, divorce of our parents, and so on. There is many things that we go through, many traumas, and therefore we choose to destroy ourselves, and we start practicing bad habits. I have helped many people to lose weight, and the people who have habits for generation is easier to help than people who have traumatic events and they start practicing destructive habits. I have helped some of them, but also I have failed with some of them. And the reason why I tell you that is because I want you to take into consideration the next thing that I'm going to tell you, which is going to be by the end of this talk. Not too long ago, I had a conversation with a friend. We were talking about a person. She was telling me about a person who did a surgery. There's three type of gastric surgery that I don't remember the names of it right now. I was making a research yesterday, but I wasn't paying a lot of attention of the name of the surgery. And this person did the one they make the stomach smaller, they shape it like a banana, and then they put some staples and they cut the extra stomach. And she said that he was very successful, that he lost, I believe, more than 100 pounds in a year. And then we remember, because we both know this person, about this guy who also did another surgery where they make the pass of the stomach smaller so he can eat less. He also lost around 100 pounds or more, 60 or 100 pounds, I believe, in a year. But then later in 2 years, he regained everything he lost. That's why the other person chose to do a different surgery. And we were talking, and I told her something. Now, listen to this. This is not my opinion. This is a principle. This is a life law. This is not something that I created. This is not my opinion. There is no way you can lose weight unless you change your lifestyle. All these surgeries, liposuction, so on, all these pills, all these dyes, and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, they work in the beginning, but then you regain the weight. And there is side effects. The problem with all this is there is a lot of side effects that do affect your health. So you have to keep in mind there is no way. Some people say, well, I'll do the surgery and then I change my lifestyle. No. You can change your lifestyle right now, but you don't have the mental strength to do it. What or who is going to give you the mental strength to change your lifestyle after the surgery if you already done the surgery? You know that's not true. You're not going to change, but a lot of people think that. After we finish with the conversation, I start thinking, I don't know, how can I approach people? How can I let them know that anything of this don't work? How can I get into their brain and make them understand that the only thing is going to be changing their lifestyle, what they need to do? And then I thought about myself. I thought about when I fall into depression and I changed my life completely. I thought about the suffering that made me change. And only a heartbroken was enough for me to change. That was enough. I don't want to experience that pain anymore. There is people that have a stomachache and the doctors say that they need to change their diet, and that's enough for these people to change completely. There is people that get into an accident, a small accident, and that's enough for them to be more precautious. There is people that see other people suffering for the way they live in, and that's enough for them to change their life. However, there is a lot of people who lost their health, lost their family, lost their job, lost their money, investment, they lost a part of their body, that even die and they never change. So what's rock bottom? What we call rock bottom. Then I went back to my depression and I said, okay, rock bottom was this for me. Why other people have to suffer so much to change or don't change? And that's when I thought about, again, my depression. And I said, what made you change? It was the pain, but it wasn't the pain alone. It was the intervention of God. When I was on that moment, I decided to face the pain, to embrace the pain. Before that, I tried to cover all that pain with that, all emotional pain. I tried to cover it with alcohol, with drugs, with parties, with sex, with porn, with video games, with you name it, anything. But this time I decided I'm not going to sedate myself anymore with anything. I'm going to take that pain. It was very painful. It made me cry, get on my knees and ask God for forgiveness. But when I did that, God intervened. He showed me the path to overcome my bad habits and rehab of everything. Yes, that was thanks to God that I rehab. And that's exactly what I thought about. Without God intervention, people are not going to change because humans don't have the power. We need a divine power to help us and fight these bad habits. They have us as slaves. For you to change, you need to surrender. You need to surrender to God. If you don't have the mental strength, don't lie to yourself, okay? Don't try to take any shortcut. Once again, this is a principle. This is not my opinion. You are not going to lose weight. You're not going to be healthy, and you're not going to transform your body with shortcuts, with surgery, with diets, with pills, with anything. It's not going to happen unless you change the way you think, so you can change your life and you can change your body. And then you don't have the mental strength to not overeat, to stop eating junk food, and stop those destructive habits. I really recommend you let the hand of God help you. Now, when I say that, I'm not saying just go to church. You can do that if you like, but I'm not saying that. Or talk to God. I'm saying if you have some traumas, accept that you need help. Accept that you have an issue. Embrace the pain. You need to embrace the pain. You really need to. You have to get on your knees. You have to be crying. You need to be depressed, but you need to accept that you're not going to be there forever, because God is going to come and help you. God is going to come and show you the way, but you really need to give your life to God and let it work His miracles in your life. If you do that, you are going to be overcome any those bad habits that have enslaved you. Believe me, trust me, that's what is going to happen. So don't take this advice lightly. Give your life to God. Let God work in your life, and things are going to change. If you like this talk, please share it with other people who need to listen to this message so they can improve their life. My goal is to help you improve your life. My goal is to help you become a better person, for you to change your way of thinking, your life, your body, and live a fulfilling life. Thank you so much. We'll tune in the next talk.
So there you have the talk. Hopefully you like it. Hopefully I touch your heart with this talk. Remember, this is not my opinion. This is a principle. This is reality. there is no other way you're gonna be healthy and lose weight than changing your lifestyle. And if you don't have the strength to do it, you don't have to do it alone. Let God intervene in your life, and I promise you, you're gonna win I shouldn't say every battle, but it's gonna come to the point that you're gonna win the war. And you're gonna be so strong in your feet that you're gonna be able to help other people and not struggle with that trauma and bad habits that you'll be struggling in life. Hopefully you like it. Please share this talk with people who needs this information, who needs this message. And like always, please stay mentally and physically healthy and close to God. And we're gonna tune in the next episode.